My royal babe, a masculine woman and an immature man. Will that relationship ever work? Subscribe to find out.
And like, you could be the best person in the world, you have the prettiest face, your best personality, but if you have a couple extra pounds, they're not really into you.
You could be the best person. So this is where her insecurity starts coming up, right? You could be the best person, you could have the prettiest face, which I think her face is pretty. But then if you have a couple extra pounds, they don't like you.
For me, I feel like no one ever gets to know who I really am. Fat's so objective, right? And then last year I lost like 45 pounds. So I feel like weight is still like a sensitive like topic for me.
Because guys like you are the ones who like me in the real world. I am just hot to them, or I'm just like a pretty thing to look at.
You see, there was a change here. Like, I spoke about situationships, right, between she and Leo in the other video, so make sure you watch that video after. But then you can see that she went from saying that, she feels like guys don't really like her because of the extra pounds or whatever, even though she was not saying it for her. We all know that that's what she meant. But now she's like, they are not interested in me, I'm just hot to them. That made me feel a bit, I mean, of course, she's a beautiful girl, right? But she's talking about a token cheerleader jock kind of type, and it didn't really seem to fit. So it seemed like she was upping herself up a bit, and he also did the same.
Just like a pretty thing to look at.
I think I have like a lot of insecurities. Like, I'm someone who really prides myself. I've accomplished a lot in life, right?
You see? And she was like, I don't think I have a lot of insecurities internally. Like, she's very defensive, so her communication is driven by fear. So we'll see later in her relationship with Nick, right, that she comes across as very defensive and very confrontational, especially when you trigger her. So you could see that she did a lot of emotional abuse with Nick, right, even though she did not mean to. But a lot of times, emotional abusers often act out of their own trauma and pain or insecurity, not really because they are evil. And that's what we see here.
Myself, I've accomplished a lot in life, right? Like, you go to college, you get a job, you get your dream job. And I had my dream job, I made a lot of money.
I made a lot of money. That's when you could see the masculine coming out. So she leads with what she can do, right? And if you are a royal babe on the channel, you know that we lead with our feminine energy. So who we are, we just be, and let the rest come to us. But she is leading with, well, what she can do for you or who she is. And that's usually what the men do. And that's because she feels like she's not enough. On her own, she's not enough. So that's why she has to lead with all these things. A lot of women are like that. And now we are changing it. Like, no. From now on, queen treatment only in every aspect of your life. Not on what somebody else will give you, but what you are giving to yourself and to the world and how you're projecting yourself. I'm going to make a video on queen treatment, so make sure you subscribe.
Attracted to you is like, you're clearly like really smart. Like,
I know a lot about a lot of things, I think. And I've always been like very...
You're really smart. I know a lot of things. Like, just accept the compliment. You can see she's not very good at receiving, maybe because of childhood dynamics, which it's kind of true. We will see later.
Very like healthy, good, like not good looking, but you know what I mean. Like, I think I'm like scared you're gonna like be disappointed in me or something. I don't know. A confident person. I'm scared, like, I don't know, like how confident you are and stuff is gonna make me like less confident in myself. I don't know. Someone was like, Hannah, you gotta end it with someone who you're gonna end it with. You should end it with Nick. And I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. Like,
so people were telling you to end it with me?
Yeah. So she was scared, right? Because Nick also has his own insecurities. He has his own issues. And we'll see about Nick later. But Nick led with sarcasm and flirty. So he's using that flirtiness and the sarcasm to mask who he truly was and the insecurity he was feeling inside. So because of the confident front he brought out, she thought that, oh, he was this hot guy, he was this joke, and he might be disappointed when he sees her. And then Nick is not really who she thinks he is anyways. So it's just a whole mess up. And here, people were telling her, like you'll see later, the girls were telling her that she should end it with Nick. Because she was thinking, oh, I've got this joke, I've got this guy, like he chose me. But the girls were like, no. So you could see she values other people's opinions a lot. But then she got back with Nick, and we'll see why she did that.
That's what you listen to?
Yeah, kind of. You know what actually it is?
What's that?
I think, I don't know why. I just think like you will break my fucking heart, I think.
Why do you?
I don't know. That's a problem.
Yeah. I think you will break my heart, so I'm going to break yours first. It's so sad, isn't it?
I think he's a hot guy. I don't think he's ever had a problem finding someone. I feel like with him, I'd have to be this perfect.
This is when she was talking to the girls. So this is actually before that time, right? When she was talking to the girls, bragging to the girls about him and him choosing her because he's a hot guy, and yeah, he wants me over all of you girls. One thing that I noticed is that I don't think she has a lot of experience being with this hot guys, athletes, jocks, things like that. So that's why when she got it here, she was like, I'm going to grasp it. But then you could tell that every other girl saw that he was a red flag. They all saw that, oh, this guy, F-boy material, being overly flirty. So let's push away from him. But Hannah, she was like, let me just go for it because I've not experienced it before. I'm going to go for it. So the other girls didn't go for him, not because he didn't want them, but because they could see what he was doing.
Why are you still talking to him?
Because he's charming. I really think he's ready. I think he really wants a wife.
And I'm like his number one.
How do you get all that? I'm like his number one.
He's been telling you this whole time?
Yeah. And that man is not the
That sounds like a walking red flag. You're gonna like cut him loose at some point, right?
I just don't want to cut him off yet. I don't know.
Hannah, you know what you gotta do.
Yeah. You've got.
You see, so the girls were telling her, and because she seeks a lot of validation from people, when the girls were not on her side, like, oh girl, you got a guy, you got this suave guy, whatever. She was like, oh, if the girls are not giving me the validation that he's this hot guy, then I guess I don't need to be with him. So you can see that she has a lot of perfectionism pressure. Basically, she imposes high standards on herself and on people. And you can see the high standards that she imposes on herself comes from childhood. So she fears feeling failure or seeing any weakness in herself and also in her partner. That's why she surrounds herself with people that she thinks are superior, and those that are inferior, she rejects. And that's what she's going to do with Nick. And she sees herself like the queen bee. I'm the girl that two guys like, because Leo also wanted her. And if you watch my other video on emotional abuse, and this time it was on Hannah with Leo, you'll get what I'm trying to say.
Gotten everything you wanted in life, right? Like you were a college athlete, then you went pro, and then like, I don't think you have trouble finding someone in the real world.
It's like she's almost manifesting it. That's how I felt. Like, girl, are you manifesting it? Are you like speaking it into existence? Because this is what it was given. I don't think you have trouble finding someone in the real world, and yet you chose me. I'm that girl.
I was like, Leo, oh.
Yeah.
I did not mean to say that.
That's my number one. I'm regretting the Nick thing. I mean, Leo could dump me.
Yeah. You see? So that's when she had, I know it's a mix, but that's when she had dumped Nick, right? Because the girls were in her head. And her choices were Leo and Nick. So when she saw the girl that Leo was also talking to, which is Brittany, it's like, nah, if he's talking to this girl. So you could see that she thinks low of herself. Like she compares herself to others a lot. So she thought, oh, Brittany is so beautiful and whatever. So maybe even if Leo gets with me later, he's going to be disappointed. So that's why she was like, I'm just going to go back to Nick. It's so sad because she's so beautiful.
I think you have such a beautiful soul. And no matter what you look like, this right here in this conversation is why I'm going to love you.
Yeah.
Think I've ever been in love. It's a little bit scary. That's the part that scares me a little.
So now we are going to be watching the next insecurity part. And then you can see he's quite mature. He has never been in love. This man is 28 years.
A bit about this. I love my best friends and my family, but this is a romantic type of love. I get anxious, I get nervous, I overthink. I like to be flirty, I like to be sarcastic.
Tara, what's going on?
Anything you want to talk about, I'm here to chop it up like a Caesar salad.
You're going down in history as the swaggiest punter kicker.
Oh my God, I appreciate that. I mean,
you see how flirty he is? But that flirtiness is used to cover insecurities. It's crazy because I kinda used to be like that. Like I was very sarcastic, very flirty. I'm still quite flirty, but in a, sensual way. It's not really to cover insecurities. It's just my dark feminine coming out. And if you want to know how to flirt like a dark feminine woman, but still being the modest Proverbs 31 woman, put it down in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. He uses his flirtiness and suaveness to cover up the insecurities that he feels deep within, the immaturity. It's giving very much 18-year-old boys flirting.
even more swaggy when you see me in person. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm extremely blessed to get the chance to talk to you right now. I'll tell you that.
Aren't you the charming one?
You don't know her.
He was a smooth talker.
Aren't you the charming one?
F-boy question mark?
When you dress up and you walk out the room looking like a whole snack, I'm gonna like come up and like, you know, come up behind you and grab your hips, give you like a kiss on the neck and tell you you're the most
Oh my God,
beautiful in
Nick,
the world.
stop. Cavil.
You see, I'm gonna grab you, put a kiss on your neck. I don't know, girls. If you experience something like this, like several times, please put it down in the comments below. But it was really giving. She has never really experienced this kind of thing from guys before. That's why she found this so fascinating and like, oh, you see. But normally it will turn girls off, and that's why it turned a lot. Basically, all the other girls, they could see through him. But even this one, it's not even really giving that much F-boy. It's giving a bit too pushy. So he's giving, oh, he's very flirty, but he doesn't know when to turn it up so that it becomes a bit more mysterious. But it seems like she had not experienced that before, so she found it like, ooh, I need it.
Cavil. I feel like that would be mine.
I kind of look like him, like the less buff
A
version of
buff
him.
version on it. It's like given very much when in the other season, I forgot what her name was, but she was like, she looks like Megan Fox and became a whole issue, whatever.
Okay.
So she was
Like an
imagining
athletic,
this
hot nerd. Yeah.
You got the first two down.
athletic, hot nerd. He was like, you got the first two down. So basically, I'm athletic and I'm hot. It's not really what she thought.
Love with Nick.
I fell in love.
I don't care what anybody says or how anybody feels, like, I love him. So hot. I know he's hot. I know he's Mr. Suave. Like, he's charming and he speaks well. And he definitely doesn't have a problem with getting women in the real world.
Really, girl? I'm just like, it's like she's manifesting. She's speaking into existence. He's hot. He's suave. You don't even know him. You've not even seen him. So if you feel like you love him so much, why are you so hyper focused on the physical? He
played football. He's a jock. He talks about like how he works out.
He works out.
I think he's gonna have a lot of swag. I literally just can't imagine myself not being into that man.
Oh, when he came out and she's like, wait,
I'm so in love with you,
like,
and
what
I can't wait to spend every moment with you. So,
at least she was good at not really showing it much, but a smile,
will you marry me?
her face.
So I was like a football player, like bigger, medium build, like 5'11", and what he said I don't think was really my biggest.
She didn't think it was truthful, so she was disappointed. But at least she didn't show it as much as she could have. So at least I guess she did well there.
Fear in this moment is that he's gonna see me and he's not gonna like what he sees.
You see? So before she was scared for her that, oh, he's this hot guy, this suave guy, so he's not going to like what he sees. But now she's like, what? I'm even taller than him.
I've never dated someone shorter than me. It's making me feel a little bit insecure because I feel like I'm bigger than him. And like when a guy's smaller than me, like it's not even a me thing, but I know that men start to feel like emasculated by that.
Might have been a little bit taller than me, which is funny, you know.
So she was projecting. She was like, oh, men tend to feel emasculated, which is quite true. Men tend to feel emasculated by me because I may be bigger or taller than him, whatever. But he is like, oh, I love it. I love the fact that she's taller than me with heels on. I find it funny, you know. So she kept projecting her insecurities onto him.
But I love that. That's perfect. I love that about her. You picked a good day to wear the heels, huh?
I thought you were secure.
So that's where the emotional abuse started. So she kept belittling him. Like you could see how controlling she was over him. It was so sad, seriously.
How tall are you?
5'11".
I'm 5'11", sometimes 6
Are we on level?
No, you're not. Nick's my height.
Oh yeah, you're high, right?
Yeah.
This is how I feel like.
Check our wingspan, ready?
Oh my gosh.
I got it. I think I'm financially more literate than you are. I feel like boiling pasta is like the most simple thing you could possibly
Right. I could figure it out. I don't want to upset you.
I could figure it out. I don't want to accept you. Like, so much happened here right now. So first, she was comparing her height to him, saying that, oh, he's not tall enough. You have the same wingspan. You don't even know how to cook pasta. I'm more financially literate than you. Like, it's anyhow that she could to make him feel inferior, she would, in the name of honesty. But guys, you can be honest without hurting somebody's feelings. You can be honest without being rude. And we'll see that kind of honesty later with Katie when she was talking to Nick about his immaturity. She did it in a way for it not to be demeaning. Like, you say you love him and this is how you treat somebody you love? This is what somebody said. I love this breakdown. The amount of women online that were condoning the way she spoke to him was baffling, yeah. Most of her observations and experiences of him were correct, yeah. But her communication was so demeaning and overcritical. Guys, there's a way to do it. Let your femininity speak. And then he would even want to do it without you even having to. He's so pushy. He has a lot of growing to do, yes, but their relationship was definitely a mismatch. If you saw that he was not for you, just leave it. Like, why did you have to go through all this and then keep putting him down? Like, that's going to do something. It's not going to change who he is, and you cannot change anybody.
Upset.
Because I make more money than you. Joking, it's
What? You're just upset I make more money than you. Nobody spoke about money right here. He said, I don't want to upset you. Like, see, her whole worth is on what, well, she quote unquote brings to the table. And if you want to know what women bring to the table, even though I hate that kind of thing, please watch my video on City Girls too.
funny, and then you take it way too far where it's not funny, it's just me.
What? Girl, that's what you are doing. You take it too far where it's not funny, it's just me. That's exactly what you are doing. Why is she projecting what she does on him? Because I guess she knows what she's doing is not good and she feels it.
Your ex are starting to become
ex.
just funny to me.
My ex?
Yeah,
Like, what was
okay.
one of my ex?
Just you like
he's not strong enough.
You know, trying to get through it. And then I went through it like,
stronger.
you know.
Yeah, I
Like with
did it wrong.
Grace. We're talking about how much I read, and you were like, I would love to read. Like, have you read?
I haven't had a chance to. Like,
Priorities.
Like, she treats him like her son. And she's younger, right? So she feels like, oh, he should know more. I get it. But you being like his mom, it's not going to help things. Like over control and dominance, that masculine trait. So because she's so insecure, she tries to take control of the relationship so that she feels secure. That's why she's having so much control, because she's also not physically attracted to him, and she resents him because she feels like he lied to her about his appearance. And also because she keeps projecting her own insecurities onto Nick and then finding ways to emasculate him. No matter what he says, she's not listening.
Right?
sometimes I feel like, you know, you do think I'm
You see what he's saying?
maybe sometimes like a level below you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to be treated as an equal. There
I
are
think
things
you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an equal.
What? I think you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an equal. Imagine a man saying that to a woman. Mic drop. Imagine. Oh my gosh. Like, the world will just end. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I get it, contributing like an equal, but what about basic human decency? Like, just because you see a beggar on the street, that's not mean treat him less because he doesn't bring much to the table or whatsoever, or he doesn't bring anything to society. What happened to treating each other like humans? And there's somebody that you claim to love. What is love? Love is patience. Love is kind. Is she kind? No. Love does not envy. It does not boast. You could see that she was very jealous regarding him and some woman that it didn't even matter. It does not boast, which she does a lot. It is not proud. She's proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. You can see that the wrong that he did to her, that he lied about to her, she did not really bring it up, right? And then she kept keeping it in and resenting him for it.
You get married in 2 weeks?
I think I'm mature and I'm ready, and I just want to make sure you're mature and ready for it.
Family and having that go well, and then meeting my family and having that go well, getting both of their support, you know, that was really important for me.
I think it's nice to have like family and friends' opinions, but at the end of the day, I don't really care what anyone else thinks. My opinion's
You can see this girl has mommy issues, she has daddy issues. Like, she's been wanting validation from her family so much. That's what people kept observing, right? But she didn't really have it. And he does. Well, he still lives with his family and they still pay his bills, which girls run away from that kind of guy. But when you see somebody like this, right, who is immature, just go. Like, let them mature on their own. You don't have to be there and trying to mummy them and trying to make them into a man and demeaning them, literally breaking down their spirits. For what? They are going to end up presenting you in the future, and in the future they're going to get a feminine woman who will actually respect them. That's what always happens in this kind of dynamics. So don't even go there in the first place. So he's speaking about he's happy to have the support of his friends and his family, that they like them, and she's like, she doesn't care, it's only about her, because, well, she didn't get the validation from her parents when she was growing. I guess she's the firstborn or something, and they basically kicked her out or whatever when she was 18, so she had to do everything on her own. So she has not really been able to rely on family and help and things like that. So I think she resents him a bit, and she may be a bit jealous that he has that and he's older. Like, what? I feel like, yeah, she feels a bit bad about that.
what anyone else thinks. My opinion's the only opinion that matters. Sometimes when you're saying mean things, like, you feel like I think that you're like below me, you're not as mature as me, or like I think you're stupid or dumb or whatever. And I don't mean to make you feel like that. I'm not here to just like fuck around and date someone. I'm here to like actually have like a person for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as I'm working.
You said that you are not here to do that, right? You want somebody from the rest of your life, whatever, but that's what you are doing. So when he says that, why don't you actually validate his feelings and say, oh, okay, is this what I've been doing to you? I'm sorry, it's not going to happen again, and actually work on it. But she sees him as, oh, he's so immature and he's a boy, so he doesn't really know what he's saying. And I am mature, I'm ready for marriage. I think maturity is the only thing that makes you ready for marriage. No. How about you love the person and actually you are compatible with the person and actually want to make things work?
As hard as I can for you is, you know, as long as I know the end goal and we have that end goal in common, right, to get married, and I'm working towards it, like that's all I can do. I'm growing.
Behind every great man is a greater woman, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm working as hard as I can for you, which is a red flag. Because don't ever try to change yourself for somebody. In the end, you'll end up resenting them. Change yourself because you believe that this is the best for you. You believe this is your healing season, this is your healing era. Hashtag healing era. Do that. Because like a lot of times, right, girls will be like, especially Christian girls, they'll be like, oh, this guy, he kinda is a Christian and he kinda goes to church sometimes, but I can get him to love God more. I can get him to go to church more. Maybe if he's in the world, you're like, oh, I can get him to be a Christian. Really? You can't get anybody to do anything. I mean, you trying to change yourself. Look how hard it is for you to change. Even a little habit like maybe waking up early. So imagine trying to change somebody who has been like that for years, 20 years of their life. It's not that easy. So people have to change because they want to change. Do not try and force anybody to change. They will end up presenting you. So if they feel like, oh, this did them no good. So he has a lot of growing to do, which is so true, right? You don't have to put him down for it. Just say, oh, you have a lot of growing to do. I love you, but that's not the right time for us to date. When you heal, maybe we can get together, or maybe it's not the right time. We have to go our separate ways. Simple. It's that simple. But she has to continue demeaning him. Even when he's being vulnerable, she's like, oh, behind a great man is an even greater woman. So she's bringing herself up again and putting him down.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a fault sometimes that I am.
So this is where she met with her friends, right? And they continue to put him down even more.
A little bit too direct, and sometimes it can come off as like malicious or rude, but like when you know me, you know that's actually coming from the most kind place of heart.
Well, and the truth hurts sometimes.
The truth does hurt sometimes.
I don't think it's a huge thing I need to change, and I'm willing to do that.
No, why is it so hard for you to get there then?
Because he just...
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say to you. You say that it's not a huge thing, but then you're like, I have doubts about like getting married because of the 6 things that you like named off, right?
She doesn't want you to change.
That's exactly what she wants. She wants him to change who he is. So what are they saying? So this is when Katie was talking to him, and I'm sure he must have been so tired about people putting him down for his maturity or whatever. But then you can see how Katie was talking to him like a man, like a fellow human. And even though she doesn't love him. So this was another woman that he had a connection with for like 3 days, and then it died.
There is nothing I want you to take personal from what I'm about to say, but when it comes to like maturity, I didn't think you were quite there. I think you lead with your charm and your charisma too hard.
Okay.
I think you're such like a beautiful and a deep person.
Yeah.
Like I would challenge you to lead with that.
Okay.
I remember talking about your family and they just sounded amazing. And I know you are this person that's filled with values. I think you're this person that's filled with
a defense mechanism. You see how she's saying it?
Whole heart. Lead with that, right? Like don't lead with like, I know you're so sexy. I think that's a defense mechanism, which is maybe coming from a place of insecurity.
Talking with feminine, this is the feminine energy I'm talking about. There's a way to talk to somebody, right? Without demeaning them, making them feel like, oh, yes, they've told me this, they've given me a criticism, but if they also see the good parts in me, that I'm not just this down bad person. You see, so she started with on a high note, she ended with the criticism, and then sandwiched it at the end.
Tell you like you are the whole package. You're fantastic, and I
method of delivering maybe bad news or whatever criticism, so that the person doesn't feel so bad or doesn't feel like they are being put down, you see, or not accepted or rejected. But look at her.
Social awareness, I do not see. Respect, you have none. Because I can use specific examples. I don't know if you can, but I can. And because I remember things I know you don't.
What? I remember things you don't. So this is kind of like a gaslighting kind of thing at this rate.
Shade for no reason.
It's just the truth.
It's not,
the truth.
Oh,
it's my truth.
But you see,
it's gone from their truth, now it's your truth. Really? What does your truth even mean? It's either it's the truth or it's not the truth. It's a lie. It's easy as that.
how you're always demeaning, you're always talking down on me. We're not equals here.
Yeah, we are not equals. We are not equals. And the bad thing over here is that she has a hot and cold behavior. Because nobody will stay in a toxic relationship like this if there's not like something good coming out of it, right? She can be very nice, but then she goes back to being that her controlling masculine self. And I feel like if it was another guy, right, she may not have been like this. So it's also the kind of people that we are around. So that's why, even though I believe that she has to heal from the childhood problems that she went through, I also believe that she has to also choose the right kind of people that can balance her out, the same as him.
Open, we're honest, like, and that's what I love about us. Like, I feel like, again, like,
we are open,
you're my comfort blanket. Like, I can be like me around you.
That's what I like about us. We're open, we're honest. When I've been communicating, be me around him. You love him so much, like. So she does that to rope him in. So it's manipulative, and that we thing, right? I hate it so much because it's been done to me before. Oh, we are not like this. Oh, we are like this. Even though I have never agreed that, oh, we are this kind of way. I get it. She's saying we are open, we are honest, but I don't think he would agree that she is honest. You see, he will not agree that she is open, because one thing I've realized about her, that she has a very guarded emotional expression. So she avoids vulnerability a lot. So she distances herself emotionally, always putting it on you, the onus on you, to that, oh, you do this, you do that. And that leads to a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding, because she doesn't really want to hear you out. You see, and that's why she feels like she needs to be in control. And here, she was talking
like, that's exactly what I need sexually that turns me on, and you don't do it, you just continue to do the same thing that gets you off, and it's frustrating. I gotta wrap. He's very jealous. I think with him, sometimes I'm very overcritical and I'm hard on him because I'm so overcritical and hard on myself. Yeah. And so I'm working on that.
She's overcritical on him because she's overcritical on herself. Yeah. So she has to work on that with herself, and then so that, because that's why I say she needs to heal. I think her family were very overcritical on her, because especially as the first one. Hands up, I know that very well. It's not easy. So that's why she needs to heal from all the trauma and pain that her family may have caused her.
He has things to work on, don't get me wrong. So
tell me what you
love about me.
Look,
you see,
I love you don't have to change the type of woman you are for me. And I like that you can handle things on your own. It's very sexy. I like how confident you are.
I think maybe I was trying to tell her something.
Okay, go off. I love you. That was really nice.
Like, she's so happy because, well, that's the kind of things that she wants somebody to like about her. They're doing kind of things.
Is that a fiance that disrespects me?
So there's the part that he was talking to Katie, right? And then she didn't really like it. She was like, oh, she's my best friend, whatever. So she was jealous over here. So jealousy like this,
for you is you're not secure in this. You don't trust me.
You feel like
that's what really what it comes down to.
I don't trust you. It's about respect.
Do you trust me? Can't be myself, I guess. And I can't dress up, I guess. I gotta look dumb.
I feel very manipulated, and I feel very weak. I feel like he was so worried about like.
And now she's the one saying that, oh, she feels manipulated. But Gil, you are the one doing it.
How his friends, his family, and everybody views him, and like how bad he was gonna look, instead of like actually trying to like focus on just like being here with me and being open.
A lot of times they're manipulated, right? The person that's actually doing it, they make themselves out to be the victim. So if we didn't even see it here in 4K, you wouldn't have known. You would have thought that he's the bad one.
Honest, I just don't know if he's even real.
I've never seen this side of you. And you constantly bash me and say I'm turning you from a boy to a man. And, you know, this is just you being kind of like hard on me. I'm not the type of man to sit here and come up with a notebook full of notes and bash you.
You see, she doesn't listen.
Is that what you think I'm doing, is bashing you?
It's a little too much, to be honest with you.
I've met multiple times where she said something way more cool. I can take that stuff, but like
he's so patient.
That's 20th time. It's like, okay, like
that's
been like my issue with her.
Like, she's fucking great, but also she'll say things, and then if I say the same level of thing back, it's like a problem.
I'm gonna grill him or what?
It's a lot of the case with emotional abuse. It's a lot, and she's a victim in her own way, right? But then here she's being the perpetrator, and it's really sad. So over here, her parents have met him, and she's like, "Are you not going to grill him?" So she wants the parents to, you know, do what parents usually do, but then the parents were not giving her that validation and satisfaction. So that's when you can see that her dynamic with her parents has been,
Well, I don't know how to grill.
I just want to talk.
What? Yeah, what?
Are you ready to talk?
Okay, you have to grill me just yet.
Yeah, I think you've grilled me plenty.
I'm not sure what the point of grilling is.
Like, I don't know what the point, like, things like that, I can see how it will make her feel unloved, and that's why she has become so controlling, trying to have the reins in order not to feel hurt. Like, are you kidding me? Your daughter is on the show. Like, why don't you, even if you won't grow him because, well, it's done or whatever, like, try to make him feel scared. Like, oh, this is my daughter, don't do anything to her. But this one, like, it's like they are making her out to be the evil one. So that's why I guess she turned out like that.
Characteristics and things he does that.
Well, Hannah, if that was the case, we would have thrown you out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh, nah. I get it that Hannah is, well, the villain in this story. But still, she's like, oh, there are some things that I don't really like. So the parents don't see like how we see it, right? So they have no choice to be like, oh, we would have thrown you out a long time ago. Like, and you did make her leave when she was 18. I don't know if they made her leave or whatever, but nah. You at least ask, oh, what kind of things? And is it okay for you? But this one, it's like...
Like, Nick doesn't match me intellectually. Nick doesn't match my humor. She doesn't match me creatively. He doesn't match me financially. He doesn't match me, like, anywhere. And him meeting my friends yesterday, and they did not like him.
Like, what she's saying is some valid points. He doesn't match her anywhere. Even though how she's going about it is very terrible. So he doesn't match you anywhere. So this is your point, your time to leave. But then the mother was being like, oh, it's not always that you get the one you want or whatever. And this kind of advice is like they're trying to tell her to settle because, well, she's getting old or something. No, you don't ever have to settle. Okay, because in the end, she's 26, right? So maybe they think she's old or whatever. If she's 26 like that, and then maybe she settles with Nick. After 10 years, or maybe even 5 years, how old will she be in 5 years? 31, and then a divorce happens because they are not going to last. And then what? Now she has to start all over again. No.
None of that matters if you love each other. None of that matters.
Your parents pay your phone bill. What's your plan with that?
I mean, eventually, like in the next year or two, I'll probably start paying for it. But as long as they want to pay for my phone bill,
I'll keep the phone bill for me.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're 28 years old. Because I've been on my own since I'm 18.
Yeah.
So I've had to pay all the bills.
I thought, you ready to get married and think I'm
You think I'm not ready to get married?
To me.
Are you mature enough, Nick? Because I taught you fucking everything that you fucking know. I turned into a boy into a fucking... I was so excited to show you like my fun side and have a fun night. And like, of course it should have...
Yeah, but who ruined
that? That he did
if I tell you I love you, if I tell you I love you, bet. Okay, roll with it.
Well, you look really hot right now.
I really hated that. You see, because he has gotten angry, like, roll with it. And then she's like, you look really hot right now. So now her feminine side is coming. And I guess now she's getting attracted to him, whatever, because he's being a man now. It's just really manipulative. And there's a way to, like, brush it off. Like, what he's saying that, oh, it's really irrelevant. Just come here. And it's really bad. It's really bad. If you're in a relationship like this, you will never progress because has there even been any communication about their issues? No. And it's so sad that they are both very insecure. But then remember this. The Bible says, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. God made you fearfully and wonderfully. And don't ever forget that. You deserve queen treatment in every aspect of your life. Both in how others treat you and you, how you treat others. This is what somebody said. I don't care. Hannah hated that man. She can say that she loves him all day. But the way she talks to him proves that not only does she not love him, she doesn't respect him. And respect is the #1 love language for men. That breakup was so terrible to watch, but man, I'm so happy that it happened. Hopefully they both work on themselves and find happiness. And somebody else said, it's crazy how Hannah was so worried about Nick breaking her heart, yet the whole time she was so rude. That's why the Bible says, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in our next video. Queen treatment versus princess treatment. Make sure you don't miss it.
God wants someone to know that He is about to turn that negative situation into the biggest blessing in your life. You're going to have to trust Him.